Hello everybody, Joe here. Welcome to the channel. So today's video, we are doing a high plank hold. So we're gonna start the timer now and get this going. So last week I did the low plank hold, which is just typically referred to as the plank position. And I tried to hold that for as long as I possibly could. I did it a few years ago and I just basically tried to at least match my time or get better. Luckily, I was able to improve my time. So this week we're doing the high plank. The low plank versus high plank. The low plank is going to be slightly harder, mainly because you're going down lower, so you're putting more of your. It's going to be harder on your muscles to hold yourself up because you're putting more of the weight on the front of your body instead of on your feet. So obviously, the more you come up, if you were to put your hands on top of a brick or something right now, it would be substantially easier, and it would get easier and easier and easier until you come up to a straight position. So as you just said there, I just showed you there, try not to have your hips dip. Try not to have your butt way up in the air. You want as straight. If you were to put a 2x4, from your shoulders all the way down to your balls of or not the balls of your feet, but the heels, you want a straight line along that. So also try to get your hands just below your shoulders or roughly around that area. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you're obviously probably going to need to slightly make adjustments as this goes along. I mean, for myself, I do have some grippy shoes on and I'm using a yoga mat. So there is pretty good grip right there. However, don't do this on something that's super slippery. Like if I were to do it on the hardwood floors below me, I'd probably be slipping pretty good. So ensure that you're on a, kind of a grippy spot. If you have a yoga mat, that's great. And like I'm doing, if you start to kind of slide out a little bit, just make your variations, make your slight adjustments and get back right into that position. So we're well above 2 minutes right now. Again, I also did the high plank a few years back. I want to say it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. And I think I got maybe around 10 or 11 minutes back then. So this time I'm just trying to, again, at least match that or hopefully improve it. However, I mean, I am getting older, so this stuff's not getting any easier, that's for darn sure. And again, right now I'm walking around a little bit heavier than I like to be. I'm probably around 186, 187 right now. I have lost a few pounds since Christmas. However, come the summer, I like to be back down to around 180. And although people say, oh, it's only 7 or 8 pounds or 9 or 10 pounds difference, at Christmas I was like 193. I felt absolutely disgusted with myself. But at 180, I feel so much better. I find my face sometimes looks like looks a little bit like Skeletor and stuff like that. However, I just feel so much more energetic, so much more athletic, nimble, agile. If I'm playing sports, which I do, I usually play soccer and I swim as well. If I'm 178, 179, 180, man, I feel like I got just endless energy. So it might only be 5-10 pounds, but that 5 or 10 pounds does make a huge difference, especially in guys. We tend to carry our weight around our stomach. Women, sometimes they tend to carry it in their legs, in their butt, and in their chest. Men more tend to kind of carry it around their stomach sort of area. So, which is just pulling you down further, right? Further towards the ground. In a plank pose like this, that makes the struggle a little bit more difficult. So, again, make your slight adjustments. When you're doing this hold, do not stop breathing. I know sometimes the struggle, you're like, oh God, you're really struggling to hold it, and you kind of accidentally, without even realizing it, you start holding your breath and you're like, okay, little breath. Okay, hold it. But that is actually not what you want to do. You want to be taking nice, deep breaths the whole time. That way you're continuously flowing oxygen to your muscles. So that is what I'm doing right around this time, the 5 minute mark. I'm starting to feel like, hey, this is starting to get a little real right now. The struggle's getting a little real. You can sort of see it on my face a bit, but don't worry, that struggle on my face is going to get way worse. So, so continue on as best as you can. If you're doing this for your first time, and you can't even hold a plank at all. Maybe you can only do it on your knees and your elbows or something simple. It doesn't even matter how long you can hold it for. Do it today, wait a couple days, and do it again. Maybe try this 3 or 4 times a week, and you will see, without a doubt, you will improve your times vastly. Obviously, your diet has to be in check as well. If I were to put on a 10-pound weight vest right now, that would really affect my performance. So weight loss is also crucial, having your proper diet. I shouldn't even say weight loss, but your muscle to weight ratio in general. So carry on as best as you can. I try to get my dad to do this all the time. I try to get him to do a low plank and a high plank and just kind of hold it for 30 seconds to a minute. He's older, he's in his 70s now, so he can hold a low plank for about a minute, which is fantastic because I don't think I know any other 70-year-olds or 70, however old, 71-year-olds that can do that. So very proud of my dad for that. Plank also is great. There's so many benefits, include improving your posture. It's great for your balance, stronger core, stronger shoulders, stronger chest. You should be flexing your core while you're doing this as well, obviously. And you're going to find when you're done this, your legs, especially your quads, from holding yourself like this for so long, is going to be pretty burnt out as well. So planks also help maintain proper alignment of your bones and joints. It's good to put tension on your bones and joints, kind of keeps the lubricant and stuff in there, keeps everything nice and stable. So they're going to improve your overall posture as well, which can obviously help prevent back pain. I used to have some significant back pain many years ago, and although it's not completely gone, my back pain is much better than how it used to be. Balance, these are great for balance. It's going to help you improve your stability, your balance, which if you do play sports, let's say you're playing soccer, you're playing hockey, whatever, it's really going to help with sports and your daily activities. A strong core is important for balance and stability. Your core as well, as I was saying, playing strengthen your core muscles. That includes your abdominals, your obliques, your low back, and again, your quads, your chest, your shoulders. You'll feel everything when you're doing this. And the longer you can hold it, the longer your benefits will become even more so. So obviously, this is going to help improve your muscle definition. It can aid in your metabolic rate, I should say. The back pain, we've mentioned that. It also strengthens your glutes, believe it or not. You really want to be sort of not clenching your glutes super hard, but definitely think about clenching your glutes a bit when you're doing this. It will kind of keep your lower core, your mid core very stable. Again, balance, stability, great with sports, great in your daily life. Whether you're lifting your kid up, holding your son or your daughter or whatever, this is going to help with all those, and prevention of any sort of pain in your low back or pain in your back in general is important. So I'm really starting to struggle now. I forgot my headband today, so I'm kind of dripping all over the mat. Earlier, I had to move my phone over. I didn't want my phone to get covered in sweat. That's kind of gross. But by this point, I am really starting to struggle. Again, just make sure you're aligned. Try not to let your hips and your butt go way up in the air. You don't want to be doing a downward dog type movement, and you don't want to be doing an upward dog where your hips and everything and your pelvic is kind of coming towards the ground, and you're kind of letting it droop down. And also, Make sure your shoulders are pushed. You want to push your hands up and push your shoulders forward. Don't let your kind of shoulder blades collapse towards each other. It's not good for the shoulders at all. So again, if you're doing this and you can hold it for 10 or 15 seconds this week, try it maybe 1 or 2 times this week. And every time you try it, just try to improve by even 2-3%. So if you're doing it for 10 seconds today, next week, maybe try 12 seconds or 13 seconds or 15 seconds, you know. Persistence does pay off. Consistency does pay off. So it obviously it's not a super exciting thing. It's not as fun as, you know, going to the gym, talking to all your buddies, pushing some weight up and stuff like that. This is calisthenics at its finest, but I believe a lot more people need to do this. It will eliminate so many injuries and make people stronger in general. So again, we're coming up to the end. I can see that I'm definitely struggling a bit. Hopefully we've got maybe about a minute or so left, but we'll see how that goes. Again, you can see I'm shaking. The struggle's super real. You can see it in my face, the pain and the agony. But just remember, pain is weakness leaving the body. So also, when you're finished with this, ensure that you stretch. You really especially want to stretch the muscles that you work the most. This is working pretty much everything, but you're really going to feel it in your chest and shoulders and your abs. So really important to stretch that. Stretching will improve your recovery time by a lot. You won't be nearly as sore tomorrow if you stretch right after. And try to do a good 30 or so seconds on each muscle that you're stretching. So we're coming up. See how much longer we can do. Probably not much by the looks of it. Start to shake and bam. So there we go. We've got 12 minutes, just a tiny bit over 12 minutes and 1 or 2 seconds or so. That is fantastic. So here are some of the stretches I'm going to do. We've got a little bit of a child's pose right there, or slight variation of it. Right now, after I wipe that little bit of the sweat off, we're going to go into an up dog. Come on, we can do it. Here we go. So we got an up dog. Up dog, I believe, is the feet down, or the feet, cobra, knees down, and the upward dog is when the knees come off the ground. Like so, upward dog. And then we'll do a little bit of a shoulder and stretch the chest, and that will be it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the notification icon. It will alert you to when I post new content. Have yourself a great day, and bye for now.